In the heart of the nation's capital, a storm of tension brews. Today, former President Donald Trump has sounded a dire warning, a public safety crisis in Washington. His words aren't mere rhetoric. They are a call to vigilance, a demand for unity, and a reminder that when the stakes are high, decisive action cannot wait. Urgent measures have already been taken, and the world watches to see what America will do next. This is not just about Washington. This is about the soul of a nation. When a leader steps forward to declare a public safety crisis, the air changes. It is no longer about politics, preferences, or party lines. It is about the safety of people and the preservation of order. Trump's words were not wrapped in diplomatic fluff. They were blunt, urgent, and meant to pierce through the noise. He spoke as someone who has seen the cost of hesitation and knows that every second counts when danger lurks. In that moment, the focus shifted from everyday concerns to the reality that a city's peace can be shattered in an instant. Washington, with its history, its power, and its symbolic weight, cannot afford to be caught off guard. The streets that tourists walk, the halls where decisions are made, and the neighborhoods where families live, all are now part of a larger picture that demands readiness. This warning was not meant to create panic, but to awaken awareness. It was a reminder that security is not a given. It is earned, maintained, and defended. And as his voice carried through the airwaves, it became clear that inaction was not an option, not for Washington, and not for America. Words alone do not shield a city. They must be backed by decisive movement. Following the warning, urgent action was not delayed. Security forces were mobilized with precision, checkpoints established, and high alert protocols triggered across Washington. Every officer, every tactical unit, every agency was called to stand ready. Streets once filled with routine traffic now bore the signs of preparedness. Patrol vehicles stationed at strategic points, barriers erected, and surveillance intensified. This was not the work of fear, but of foresight. Leadership in moments like this is measured by the speed and clarity of response. The message was simple: threats will not be allowed to take root. Citizens needed to know that someone was at the helm, steering with firm hands. While many watched from their homes, unsure of what might unfold, those on the front lines were already in position, carrying the weight of responsibility on their shoulders. Action is the antidote to uncertainty, and Washington's swift shift from normalcy to readiness sent a clear signal: this city will not be caught unprepared. The measures taken today are the safeguards for tomorrow, and they are a promise that safety will not be left to chance. Complacency is the silent accomplice of every disaster. It creeps in during moments of calm, convincing people that danger is distant, that preparation is optional. But history has proven, again and again, that ignoring warning signs only magnifies the damage when crisis strikes. Trump's message was as much a caution against the present threat as it was a lesson from the past, that when a leader raises the alarm, it is because the cost of doing nothing is too great. In Washington, the stakes are amplified. This is not just any city, it is the heart of governance, the face of the nation. A lapse in vigilance here would ripple far beyond its borders, shaking public trust and emboldening those who seek to harm. Every citizen has a role to play, from remaining alert in their neighborhoods to cooperating with safety measures. The danger is not only physical but also psychological. When people underestimate a crisis, they leave the door wide open for chaos. Complacency is a luxury Washington cannot afford, and this warning is a call to strip it away before it undermines the very security the city now fights to protect. In times of crisis, the divisions that often dominate headlines suddenly seem small. The real question becomes not who is right or wrong, but whether people can come together to protect what matters most: lives, safety, and the stability of the community. Washington, at this moment, is more than a political hub. It is a symbol of unity under pressure. Trump's warning was not aimed at one group or ideology, but at an entire city, urging all to stand shoulder to shoulder. History shows that moments of greatest danger often give rise to moments of greatest solidarity. From the earliest days of the nation, Americans have faced threats that demanded collective courage, and each time, unity proved to be the strongest weapon. This is such a moment. Setting aside differences is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength. The safety of a city cannot rest on the shoulders of a few. It is a shared responsibility, woven through every citizen's actions. Whether in the halls of power or on the streets, each person has a part to play. In these turbulent hours, unity is not just an ideal. It is a lifeline that can mean the difference between stability and chaos. Beyond Washington's borders, the world is watching closely. Every move, every statement, and every measure taken becomes a signal to allies and adversaries alike. In global affairs, perception is power, and a nation's ability to respond swiftly to threats speaks volumes about its resilience. Trump's warning and the urgent actions that followed are being scrutinized in capitals across the globe. Friends, look for reassurance that America remains a steadfast partner. Rivals search for signs of weakness to exploit. This is why the stakes are so high. Washington is not just the seat of American power. It is a stage upon which the world measures the United States. The handling of this crisis will not fade quietly. It will become part of the narrative that defines the country's strength. The question is not whether challenges will arise. They always do. The true test is how a nation rises to meet them under the unblinking gaze of the world. In this moment, America's response must be decisive, coordinated, and unyielding, because in the realm of international perception, hesitation is vulnerability, and strength is the language that every nation understands. Washington's resolve today will echo for years to come.